Back in the 60s, Hasbro released their 12-inch line of G.I. Joe figures. It was a military toy line that did very well back then, but they ended up canceling the line in the late 70s. They brought it back in the 3 3/4-inch action figure segment in the 80s. But what I'm going to talk to you today about is the 25th anniversary figures and what I like about them, and I'm going to show you my collection right after this. Welcome to Tide Hanger. This is Mike, and I'm having a change of pace here. I've been wanting to go over these figures and show them all to you and show you the good and the bad and what I like about them. And I like this series of G.I. Joe the most because I do like the vintage, but I also like the upgrades. So it's kind of, you get a mix of both. You got the modern engineering and technology and designs mixed with a vintage style card back. So I'm going to go through these one at a time. So let's go ahead and get started with this. First one I have is Bbq Firefighter, and yes, this is a nice looking figure. I remember having one as a kid and I thought it was a lot of fun. One thing I'm going to show you is the price tag on this. I actually got it for $4. Now, I remember Walmart selling them for $4.49 or something like that. That is actually, it was a good deal. These are a good price for these figures. Next on my list here I have the mercenary named Major Bludd, and I want to show you, this is a foil. You can see the foil on that, and I felt a little weird that they would make, it seemed like every figure in foil and regular, but maybe it wasn't every figure, but I just kind of, whichever one I came across I grabbed, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do the foil, but I think it looks cool because it's kind of shiny. But we're going to see as we go. Some of them I got both just because I had to. Next up, I'm going to talk to you about the Baroness. Now, this is Cobra's intelligence officer, and I'm a little disappointed in her because, well, she's supposed to have a black uniform, so I don't know if, I think this is a comic thing, but there's the back of her. I like the figure. I just really wish she had the black uniform instead of the blue. Next, we're into Scarlet, and this is the foil. And okay, she's one of the ones that I liked enough to get both the foil and the regular. You can't really tell much of a difference. I mean, it's just like the G.I. Joe parts foil, and then the outline is white. But this is a great looking figure. If you could see, they have the articulation in here at the waist. They don't have a rubber band that can degrade and fall apart. That's one of the things I like about this line, because I really don't like rubber bands falling apart on me. Next we have, now this isn't Jinx, although it does look like it would be a Jinx, and that's kind of what I bought as a fill-in, but it is the Red Ninja, and just love ninjas. You're going to see coming up. There's the back, and then interesting how there's just all of these blanks. Next, we have Flint in here, and this is a good looking representation of the figure and the character. I like it. They look very heroic. There's the back of it, and there's a couple of question marks, like which one's this guy going to be? Next, we have Lady Jaye. Now, she's on the foil card bag, which I don't really care actually one way or another, but it does look good. Let me show you the figure. And I think I got the colors right on this, so it looks good. There you go. Next up, we have General Hawk, and he does look pretty good. I do like the way he looks. He's got a big old beefy jacket on. There's the back of it, and this is another one I got at, I guess, is that a Tuesday morning price tag? I think that's what that is. Next we have Mutt and Junkyard, and I like the Mutt and Junkyard. I always liked the little animals that they included. Kind of wish they had some posability to them, which it looks like these don't have posability either. This guy came with a ton of accessories. I know a lot of Joes came with a ton of accessories, but this guy seemed like he came with just a ridiculous amount. There it is. Now, as a mask collector myself, I was really excited when they came out with Matt Tracker, and I don't know why I thought I bought like a couple of these, but I don't know what this is supposed to be here. This little uh, helicopter backpack, but that's a pretty cool looking figure, and I was kind of hoping they would have done more of these, and really just kind of launched at least 4 good guys, 4 bad guys, or something. Maybe giving us a couple vehicles. Who knows what the future holds? But wait, this was 2007, that's 2008, so this is already 12 years ago. Now I have 2 Zartans here, and they're both different. Some of it might be some shared parts in there, but as you can see, they're both different figures, and one comes with his little cycle there, but they both come with an extra face and all that kind of stuff. Different type of packaging. Looks pretty cool. I got this one for $4 at I guess that's a Big Lots sticker, huh? There's the backs of both of them. Zartan. Now, Bazooka is, he's a cool figure, and just kind of everyone pretty much knows Bazooka. And he comes with his massive amount of accessories. This figure, I think, all these figures look better than their G1 counterparts. But that's mustache pretty big on him, isn't it? And what did I get this one for? I know I didn't pay no $14.99 for that. I guarantee that. Good old Spirit. You had to have Spirit. He was a cool figure, and as the nemesis of good old Storm Shadow, which was my favorite character in G.I. Joe, oddly enough, you had to have him to take him on. And great looking mold that they did. The face looks a little bit more like the cartoon than the original toy, but I do like this figure. It's really awesome. So here is the Snow Serpent, Cobra Snow Serpent, and yeah, he's one of those figures that you'd want to army build or troop build, I bet. Look cool. Definitely a cool figure. Now, my stubbornness is that this is not my favorite version of Snake Eyes, although he's one of the more sought after versions. Like the actual vintage one is more sought after, and I didn't get him on the first go around, but I did get him on the foil card. So eventually I was like, you know what, I just might as well get him, and I think he's a little more expensive to get nowadays. Now, Snake Eyes, this is my favorite version of Snake Eyes. This is just the one that I remember the most and like the most. And I got both the foil card and the regular card, and really the only difference is kind of the shiny reflectiveness. But of course, this is what you remember the most, and yeah, this one looks pretty good. This one was early on, wasn't it? Because there's so much to come, and I thought it was kind of fun collecting these as they came back in the day. And we have Croc Master here with his crocodile. There's his crocodile. And you know, the funny thing is that this guy is an upgraded version of the vintage version, but he looks so similar to the vintage one. Like, the vintage one was pretty good, actually. Now, getting into my many different Destros, I also like Destro. I actually like Destro more than Cobra Commander. I just thought he was really tough, just an awesome looking dude, and that shiny head. I mean, there was something crazy about that. Like, how would you even pull that off? But anyway, I did get the foil and the regular in this guy. So my favorites, I ended up trying to get both. And he does look good. Look at that shiny, menacing looking head. That huge collar of his looks like a cobra. Pretty awesome, pretty cool. There's the back. Oh, and I got this guy on a deal. And I remember wishing I could get the original back in the day, and this was the only thing on the shelf at the time. So I ended up getting him, and then I got like the original back in the 80s. I got that at a garage sale. But this one worked. So I'm going to show separately the hooded and the unhooded Cobra Commander. This one is the foil card one, and that was a pretty early version. And then this version of him is also a foil card, and it's got his regular face on it. Now, I do like both of these versions. They both look good, and they're different. It's not like they just took the same exact mold. I mean, I think the lower area is the same, but the upper bodies look a little bit different. But I might be mistaken. They're the same mold. Anyway, hey, they both look good. This is the droid you're looking for. It's the bat, And yeah, it's a nice looking Cobra officer android. And he gets the job done. Android trooper, as opposed to an iPhone trooper. Yeah, jokes aren't my strong point. So here is the seal, and so this is the Joe seal, and this is the Cobra one. So I'll kind of show you both the Cobra Frogman and Joe seal, and yeah, they were battling it out. So here is the backs. Now, Crimson Guard. Now, this is a figure that so many people like, the Crimson Guard. I think he's cool. I kind of would prefer just the regular Trooper, which I'm looking around. I don't see why I don't have one. I've got him, but not the regular Trooper. That's strange. But anyway, let's have a look at. He looks good, like really good. I like him. The burgundy seems to be just right, just to wear his little costume there. And there's the back. Now, this guy has a full lineup of pictures on him too. So this is Ranger or Sergeant Stalker, and just a kind of a camouflage outfit and hat. Well, this is what he had when he was in the old vintage line too. Pretty cool. Oddly enough, I didn't even have Snow Job when I was younger. It was my brother's figure, so I had to steal it from his room to play with it. That was funny. Anyway, this guy is pretty cool. Snow Job. Alright, so we have the Serpentor figure, which is a cool looking figure. He didn't have a chariot or anything that I know that they made for him. Maybe they did and I just missed it. Not quite as shiny as the G1 one, but still looks pretty cool. So this Snake Eyes is my second favorite. He does have the foil. And I have a couple of the vintage ones carded that I had since I was a kid. So I just really didn't feel like I needed that, but I sure did not have this guy carded, and this is the Storm Shadow I like the most. I mean, this is the first release Storm Shadow. Really an awesome figure. I got the foil and the regular, and I actually bought a few. I opened one up and I stuck a vintage figure in there. You know, it's all kinds of fun, but this is actually a great looking figure, and I know they've made probably 4 different versions of this guy since then, but really love this guy. Couple of Dreadnoks real quick to take a look at. We have Torch, and I think his colors are a bit off from what I'm used to looking at, and so I mean it's just kind of that's one downside to it. This guy here looks pretty much right on with the coloring, and card looks like it's got a little bit beat up. Oh, that's because I got it on. I guess I don't know why I didn't go after Dreadnoks. Dreadnoks are pretty cool. Here's another one of my favorite characters. I always loved Roadblock. He was awesome. He just seemed so tough and big and beefy and could handle anything. I loved this guy. I played with this one the most as a kid. And my brother's favorite was this guy, Marine. So those two, I was so happy when they finally made them and put them in the finished style packaging. It made it awesome. And I also got this Roadblock, which this is probably the lesser desirable version, but I got him anyway because favorite character, or one of my favorite characters. Lastly, I got Duke, and I got both versions, the foil and non-foil, and you just kind of had to. Duke is what I have to say G.I. Joe. He represents pretty much everything they wanted to get across in G.I. Joe, and it was a really awesome toy line. The figure looks awesome. The character was just heroic, and I'm kind of glad they didn't kill him off in that movie. So I guess I ended up getting one at TJ Maxx for a lot cheaper. So anyway, let me know what you think about this collection. Do you have these? Do you collect these? Do you remember seeing them on the shelves? Should they make them again? Should they bring them back like Star Wars is doing the Finished collection? Like, subscribe to Deer Hanger out.